Oh my. Oh my.
You are now tuned in to the Revolution Radio Show. Yo, what it is and what it do. You're officially tuned in to the Revolution Radio Show on 102.3 FM, KCAA in the Inland Empire, worldwide on the NBC Radio Network and on the iHeart Radio app. As always, I'm your boy J Love, aka Uncle Jiggy. I got with me all the time my man Farron the Statesman.
Oh, what's the count, man? I'm good today, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It is May the 20th. May.
Yes.
Apparently earlier, y'all, Farron, I guess I confused him because I titled the show April 20th. I don't know how he could have mistook that as we were, gonna air an old show. I don't know what would have made him think that.
It said Throwback Thursday. I'm like, oh, I guess we gonna have a show today. He playing the old April 20th show.
He texted me like, yo, we ain't got no show today. I was like, what? I was like, does he know? Did the station fire me? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, does he know something I don't know? And so, but yes, it is May the 20th of the year of our Lord 2021. And so it's a beautiful day. It's been weird. The weather's been weird today.
Yeah, it was cloudy. I was like, is it supposed to rain? I'm like,
yeah.
And the sun came out.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was a weird day, but it was a cool day nonetheless. You know what I mean? You have anything interesting happen today?
Nah, man, just been excited for today's episode, man.
Yeah, so I want to say this. We've been talking about the conflict in Israel and Palestine, and I'm pleased to announce that Israel and Hamas have agreed to a ceasefire after 11 days of conflict that killed more than 200 Palestinians and 12 Israeli. So that death toll is just insane. But I'm glad for the people that there is a ceasefire and hopefully it lasts. Period. I'll just put a period on that. I know this region has been in conflict since before Jesus, really, right?
For real.
Let's keep it like literally.
Yeah. Centuries.
So obviously I don't got the answer, Rodney King once said, "Can't we all get along?"
Oh God, yeah.
But no, we can't. It is apparent.
Not since Cain and Abel.
Yeah, that we can't. So, but that was good news to hear that happened, because I know that I've to a degree lived in a war zone, right? Having grown up in the late 80s, early 90s, the whole crack epidemic was involved in my youth with, gangs for a little bit and all of that. And so I've felt it to a small degree, but I can't imagine like a literal war zone, like where, drive-bys is one thing, but missile buys.
Yeah. Like
missile buys, like where a whole building comes down.
Yeah, no, we don't know nothing about that.
Nah, man, because I legit got PTSD from growing up in the hood. I can't imagine what that is like.
There is such a thing, complex post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I got diagnosed. And so, but like I can't imagine what it would be like being a kid, literally watching a building fall down next to where you live, right? And potentially like kids that you knew, that you played with outside, died in that, right? Like that's gotta be.
Yeah, that's a different mentality, man, all day.
And
that's like traffic.
Man, what came to mind, man, it was I was watching some of these videos coming out of that, right? And I'm not going to labor on this too much, folks, but it just really got me thinking, was because what you were saying about why did my mind go blank? What's the word again? Objectifying objectifying people, right? And like that person is now a terrorist, and now whatever, right? And so I was watching some of these videos, and there was a particular video I saw coming out of Palestine of a boy who couldn't have been more than maybe 7 or 8 years old, who was running down the street crying because they were carrying the body of his father, right? And so in my, because the way my mind works, I played out a whole scenario for myself in terms of, okay, that young man now has this embedded in him. So to let's call it Westerners, he's now basically been radicalized as a terrorist, right? But in his perspective, the terrorists murdered my father.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So like, there's no, like, it's a garbage situation all the way around. Like, how can you expect that little boy not to hate the people that murdered his,
of course,
family, right? And then on the flip side, because basically the good guys are the ones telling the story, right? So no matter who's telling the story, like the good guys are whoever is narrating the story. And depending on what side of that you're on is how you view it, right? So if you're a Palestinian, obviously Israel sucks. And if you're Israeli, the Palestinians are, an occupying people that, you know what I mean? So how do you bring a solution to that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get deeper. You ready? And this is what it made me think of.
Go ahead.
Gentrification.
Okay.
So gentrification, just to use that example, it's our neighborhood. We've been here. So now this occupying force is coming in, right? And taking over our neighborhood. But depending on whose side you're looking at though, right?
Okay.
Then people are like, oh, we coming in and we're making it better. Right? On this side is this is where my mind went with it.
Yeah. But
right.
So when you talk about like where I grew up at in the LA area, right?
Right.
My dad would tell me that there were locations like Adams and Western that back in the day he would have to sneak in the trunk of the car to get across that vicinity,
right?
Because blacks wasn't allowed past Exposition or whatever that streets were, right? But now in today's term, in the last, but I'm 40 years, say it's been blacks and Hispanics living in those areas. But now in 2020, 2021, white people are moving back into those same areas now with this whole thing you're pointing to. So, but whose neighborhood do we say?
That's what I'm saying.
Was it first?
It's whoever's telling the story, right? Whoever's telling the story gets to say, well, you know what, them people,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because really,
there's the debate.
Yeah,
who's right?
So yeah, man, I
but
guess
those countries been at it, like you said. Those countries been at it for centuries, man, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah. So just again, I'm grateful that there's a ceasefire.
Yeah,
so,
at least.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because that's a beautiful thing, and at least for a little bit, some people can sleep at night. You know what I mean? And so, but I want to go into a couple of just kind of, man, I can't even say these are lighter stories because then I'm just okay. At least people ain't dying. How about that? Let me word it this way. But were you at all aware of the kind of recent, we'll call it drama going on with T.I. and his wife?
Yeah, they got.
So allegedly, we got to say allegedly, right? Allegedly, they have participated in some sexual improprieties with several people, right?
Right.
And so T.I., was basically like, he just kind of, I guess he couldn't hold it, because his MO has been, which I thought was smart, was like, I can't talk about it. It's, the attorneys, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
But, this dude was like, nah, they all a bunch of lying bees.
Oh, he said
you know what I mean?
Finally.
Yeah, like I mean, he just and he put some in a rap, and he like one of his he said, "Go put your face and reputation on it. These kind of claims deserve more than anonymous, provocative conversation, don't it?" So he actually put it in a song. The song is called "What's It Come To," and towards the end of his verse, he raps, "Willing to face whatever consequences for his vision, while I'm up against some lion bees."
Okay.
So I don't know if it was the smartest thing to antagonize someone who's trying to get at you in a song. Like I get that, like, because okay, let's state this, ladies and gentlemen. People are innocent until proven guilty, or at least that's the theory, right?
Used to be.
So in theory, T.I. and Tiny have done nothing wrong until we've proven that they've done something wrong, right? But the court of public opinion, there's a whole nother situation.
Of course.
But I just, and I'll use this example, okay? I think that, my people, okay, we tend to be a little bit more emotional about things, stereotypically, right? Yeah. We tend to be a little bit, and I think sometimes we need to learn from some other people, right? And I'll give a very extreme and ridiculous example of that. There was a case where the Hells Angels, for those of you who have never heard of the Hells Angels, they are a notorious, if not the world's most notorious motorcycle gang, mostly made up of people of the Caucasian persuasion, right? There was literally a bus that went down a few years ago where 150 Hells Angels were arrested, right?
Okay.
Basically, if you do the math, someone in there gonna snitch. That's a lot of people. And it don't take but one to bring everybody down. And you know what? It was the first ever federal case of that stature that they couldn't even get a single conviction because not one single Hells Angel talked.
No way, bro. That's a brotherhood. Those are old veterans, man.
Dog, do you know how shocked I am about that? Like, yes. I was like, not one dude, like that one dude who like he was kind of new, you know what I'm saying? Like
name,
he ain't really
name, rank, serial number. Where's the secret papers at? Name, rank, serial number.
150 guys and not one guy. Y'all couldn't crack one dude. You couldn't find the one dude who maybe like had a bad situation with his wife, and like, yo, your wife gonna leave you, and you know how cops be doing. They be messing with your emotions. Like, look, Greg done already told us that look, he's messing with your wife right now. This the people you want to be loyal to, because you know what I'm saying. Right now, you know what I'm saying, like
brotherhood, bro.
Man, I don't know
brotherhood.
I don't know nothing about. I mean, dog, not one. I'm just saying. My people, please listen. You know what I'm saying? They tell you in advance, you have the right to remain silent.
If you'd have joined that fraternity, you would understand. But that brother,
anything you say can, and here's the magic word, will be used against you in the court of law.
Name, rank, serial number.
Bruh, I'm telling you, because you know what the problem is? We want to talk. That's the problem with black folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, for good or for bad, you know, we be sitting there like, I ain't talking about nothing. Y'all ain't gonna give me. But you know what though? Because all you got to do is
how many years? You said how many years I'm gonna get?
Oh, hold on. Let me count.
What happened was,
let me count. Is that more than 87? Hold on. Ooh, how old am I now? Ooh, how old I'm gonna be when I get out?
See, but you gotta understand, they got Hells Angels brothers inside, so they're gonna be protected either way.
We got brothers inside. But come on, man. Like, dog, I'm just saying, I can't ever think of a situation where you put black or brown people, 150 of them in jail, and you can't break one of them. Just because that's all you need is one.
It's an MC too. It's an MC motorcycle club, bro. They not going out. No. That's tighter than family. I'm the president of one. That's tighter than family.
Look, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Look, I'm letting everybody know right now. Okay, I come from the hood. I don't look. I'm a writer, dog. But listen to me. If they throw basketball numbers at me, and they like, Jay, look, Farron started saying something, and we're gonna give you 56 years. 56. Hey, get a paper. Get some paper. Hold on. You know what? I ain't even messing with them dudes. You know what I'm saying? I was just hanging out on the block. You know, I was inviting them to Bible study is what I was doing. I was like, hey, y'all should come to Bible study. And then I got caught up. Nah.
Man, you gonna snitch for 50 years, man.
Hey, hell yeah. I ain't doing 50 years for nobody. Ain't a person on the planet. Man, especially when I seen how what's his name? Sammy the Bull was living nice in Scottsdale, Arizona. Psh, put me there. I'll be chilling. Call me William Scott. I am no longer James Love. I'm William Scott in Scottsdale, Arizona. Man, believe me, look, because here's the thing. There's a but I gotta say this though. Let me clarify to all my people out there. Let me clarify. There's a difference between like snitching only counts if you did dirt, right? With the people that did, like civilians can't snitch. In other words, is what I'm saying. Like it's because if you do dirt, right? You've signed up for that lifestyle.
Oh
right?
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Like say Tekashi 6ix9ine, he was actually doing dirt. He signed up for that, and you got to go with what comes. So if I'm doing dirt, no, I'm not going to snitch.
Right. Okay.
Because I signed up for that lifestyle, right?
Right.
I know what comes with it. That's part of the consequences. You deal with it as a man.
Right.
But if I'm in a situation where I'm in a car with you and I don't know what you was doing, and then we get pulled in, and it's like they want to tie me in with what you. Hey, cuz, hey, look, look, homie, listen. My man called me and said that he wanted a ride. I was like, bet, because I'm a cool dude like that. You know what I'm saying? I picked him up. I was going to take him to his baby mama house. I didn't know that in his duffel bag was a couple of keys, homie. I'll tell you where his baby mama lived. I'm going to let you know where his mama lived. His cousin Ray lived down the street. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, that's not considered snitching then, is it?
No, that's what I'm trying to say. There's a difference.
Okay.
That's just telling. Telling and snitching is two different things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If I'm telling, I'm not snitching. But if I'm snitching, then you know I'm snitching. But I'm not a snitch.
But you will tell.
I'll tell all day. I will tell all day long. You know what I mean? Let me tell one funny story though. We'll go to break. I remember back in the day, for some of y'all who remember, there was a big it was a kind of a wave. We'll call it a miniature crime wave that swept the country. And this is what young juveniles were doing. They were the emblems on the hood of cars used to be really big, and allegedly young hoodlums were stealing the emblems off the hood of cars, and you know there was keychains, necklaces, the whole nine, right?
Cadillac Zone 22.
So one day, again, allegedly, me and my boy Raul, you know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Raul Castro.
Stage name.
No, I'm saying his name. I'm saying it all. Allegedly, we went out to partake in this particular crime spree that swept the nation, right? We was getting the Mercedes ones, right? But I had like a whole collection, Mercedes, BMW, all that, right? But I needed a Chrysler, because if you remember, the Chrysler had like the little crystal back then. It had like the little crystal emblem, the Chrysler one. I wanted a Chrysler one because I wanted that little crystal, right? Oh
my God.
And so we went to, which happened to be our former elementary school, right? Which at that point, my little brother was in elementary school, but it was our former elementary school because I knew a lot of the teachers drove Chryslers, right?
Oh my goodness.
So if you, again, I know a lot of y'all don't know nothing about this, okay? But allegedly, when you went to pull these things out, there was a giant pop before it released. It was very loud. It was very loud. So all I was doing, I was shining it for the people. I wasn't taking it. I was just shining it for the people, and it came off in my hands, right? So right when that pop, because the first time it didn't come off. I mean, I wasn't taking it off. I'm just saying when I was shining it.
When you leaned on it.
The first time, but it still made a sound. But when I had to put
back in place.
Yeah, I was popping it back in place. And then, so somebody heard it. So by the time, so by the second time that it actually fell into my hand, right? When it fell into my hand, because I was putting it back, a giant hand of the security guard was on my shoulder, right? So Raul sees this from a distance, right? And starts to leave, right?
Smart.
So as I'm being hauled into the office, I was like, Raul, they got us. Raul Castro, they got us. Come on out, man. Come,
I'm glad I don't believe in karma. Because I could only imagine what has happened to you since then. But I don't believe in karma.
Oh my God.
So
but for the record, but I got him out of it though. So let me say this. I got him out of it because when they were waiting for the police to arrive, somehow the idiots left us alone in the office. Right? So they left us alone. So I was like, yo, it's our time. Let's break. Right? So we took off. So when we get to his house, he's like, man, I can't believe you snitched on me. I was like, snitched on you? Because I snitched on us. What you mean you? It was us that went there together. You understand what I'm saying? If they catch me, they catch us. This is a team effort. You feel me? If they catch, and he's all, so you telling me, he's like, if you telling me, if they would have caught me, you would have came out voluntarily, right? And I was like, see, that's different though. See?
I got nothing, man.
This is the Revolution Radio Show, 102.3 FM KCAA, man. It's Throwback Thursday. We got to pay some bills real quick. We will come right back in just a minute. And hey,
Cadillac Zone 22s.
Exotics Wellness. From massage oils to bath bombs, from drops to pain bombs, everything you need in exotic CBD wellness. Go to www.queenexotics.com. That's www.queenexotics.com or Queen Exotics on Instagram.
Do you have a business that requires heavily upon your clientele base having access to cash, like a dispensary or a barbershop? Or maybe you're in the market for one of the new cutting-edge Bitcoin ATMs or self-serve kiosks. Whatever your ATM needs, reach out to my man Guy, the ATM Guy, at 855-4ATM-GUY. That's 855-4ATM-GUY or online at www.atmguy.net.
Without even lifting a finger, achieve the body of your dreams. You're perfect the way that you are, but if you've been struggling to tone up and love your body, there's something that can help you get there. Put down the box of chocolates and pick up a wrap. No, not that kind. A wrap that you can wear. That's a gym in a box. The Core Wrap, the best body shaper anywhere. It features ultimate performance technology, Tone Up 15 to firm tone and strengthen your abs as it shapes your waist. That's Gym in a Box. Go to gyminabox.la to get yours now. That's gyminabox.la because you deserve your dream body.
Yo, welcome back to the Revolutionary Radio Show. The Revolution Radio Show.
I say that sometimes.
You know, I'm 102.3. I'm your boy Jay Love, chilling with my man Farron. Let me ask you this. There's one more story I want to talk about.
Okay.
But you know, because I'm on my way to Nashville tomorrow. I'm gonna be in Nashville for the weekend, and I don't know if you remember who Morgan Wallen is.
No.
So about 4 months ago, something like that, there was a big controversy. He's a country singer, right?
Okay. And
there was a big controversy because apparently he had used the N-word, right? And so the thing is that, so on one hand, right, cancel culture, he got canceled, the label was going to drop him the whole nine.
Oh.
But on the other hand, his sales went through the roof when they, right? So obviously there was a lot of people that enjoyed the fact that he said the N-word, right?
How did he use it?
And he put the hard R's on it. Like
okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at the GGA.
Oh, it wasn't. No flavor to it at all.
No, he put them R's on it. Like there was no seasoning in the potato salad. He put raisins and everything. So I bring that up to say that he's clawing his way back, right? I mean, I don't even know what clawing back is, because the truth is he had the biggest success of his life, right? Because all these people went out and supported it. But now I guess he's going to be playing at Kid Rock's Honky Tonk in Nashville. So I'm like, I might stop through. You know what I mean? I might stop through and holler at my man. Be like, yo, what's up? It's your number one N-word. Holler at your boy. You know what I mean?
Who dropped them though? Did you say the label?
I think it was like Columbia. I think he was signed to like Columbia Records. Oh. It was a major label. Major label. But like the crazy thing is Wednesday night, so that was last night, he was he was, I guess, the first night that he played, and it was a packed house. So the moral of the story here is, ladies and gentlemen, for all of my folks who are not melanated, use the N-word. It's great for your career.
It depends on how you use it.
Oh no, use it with the hard R's. Go all the way. Like, you can't do it halfway. You got to go all in with it. Yeah, while you at it, I'm gonna teach y'all a few words that y'all might, because some of y'all new racists don't know the old words. Okay, so aside from the N-word,
add to it.
Yeah, aside from the N-word, there's a lot of really great racial epithets that you could. I was called many of these as a child. So there's still coon. That's one of our favorites. We use that a lot. Coon. There's jigaboo. There's porch monkey. Right. Wow. One of my favorites is gator bait. That one you got to go really down south.
When we talk about Juneteenth, we gonna have to drop that one in there.
Oh yeah, we gonna talk about all that. Now listen, yo, white people, y'all are really creative, because gator bait, that one, when I learned about that one got me. I was like, woo, I wasn't ready for that one. That one hurt my heart. To me, that's worse than the N-word, to be honest with you.
That hurt my heart.
But I'm just saying, because some of y'all young racists, y'all don't know your history. So I just want to school you on your history. I'm trying to be educational, man.
Because there's way worse out than the N-word, huh?
Yeah. So other races, if y'all want to throw yours in there, I know I'm not at liberty to say them. But if you know what I'm saying? Because look, I gave up the fight, because before I used to be like, white people, just y'all ain't let us have nothing. Can we just have the word? But apparently, no, black people can't have it. We're not. That was the one thing we had for a little bit. We had a chokehold on that word for about a good 20-year period, and then y'all took it back.
Yeah,
y'all took it back, and now it's gone forever. And it's
increasing record sales.
Yeah. And so I figured, look, if y'all gonna be, because look, my mama always just told me, whatever you do, be the best at it, right? And I believe in that principle. So if you're gonna be a racist, be the best racist you could be. I mean, don't be a halfway racist. I mean, you die, and I mean, don't just hate black people. There's a whole, man, you gotta hate Jews, you gotta hate Asians, you gotta hate gay people. I mean, while you at it, women, because a real racist.
You gotta be racist with no reasons.
Yes, a real racist hates women too, right? Because you're a misogynist. Because the ultimate racist is a superior white male, right? So everybody underneath you. So I'm doing a community service, man.
I hear you. It's all true. It's all truth though.
Look, I just want y'all to understand though, when you see me, I'm transracial. Okay. I have decided that I identify as a 56-year-old white man named Bob with good credit. So y'all can't be mad at me when you see me. I'm gonna be taking hormones to work on my voice, because I know y'all got a problem with the bass of my voice. So I'm working on it. I'm not there yet. I gotta do more treatments, but I do identify as.
How many more lessons you got?
Well, I got my telephone voice down. We talked about that before. I got my telephone voice down so far, but like the in public, I still got this, this guttural, or excuse me, guttural, growl. You feel me? But my telephone voice works really well. Like, hi, yeah, yeah, sure, no problem, radio. I bet people are losing their mind. They're like, this dude is retarded. That's another thing. You got to hate retarded people.
I said racist with no reasons.
Yes. You know what I mean?
If you give me a reason, I'm going after the reason. I'm
my hero is Clayton Bigsby. Shout out to Clayton Bigsby. You know what I mean? For those of you who know, you know. If you don't know, then whatever. You know what I'm saying? Figure it out. And listen, build a wall, all of that. Build a wall, get rid of all these wetbacks. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm so surprised somebody hasn't blown this up yet. Hold on. I'm gonna piss everybody off.
No. Hey, but it is, unfortunately, these are our life experiences, and these are real terms that get floated around.
Yes.
Terribly.
And here's the funny part, man. Like, so I'll use two different groups of people to show how ridiculous racism is. And I'm not even going to pick on white people now. I'm going to pick on black and brown people, right? Black people, we got this thing. And yes, it has, you know, it all goes back to slavery and white supremacy. So, but having said that, we've had this thing because I know whether it be joking or whatever, but still, we have this within our community, the whole colorism issue, right? So light skin versus dark skin. You know what I mean? Yeah. If one more of y'all dark skin cats tell me I'm acting light skin, I'm going off. Because in my mind, we the most militant of all. Must I name all of my militant light skinned brethren like Brother Malcolm? You know what I'm saying? Huey P. Newton. You know what I'm saying? Really, Dr. King was a little light. He was caramel complected. He wasn't quite mocha, he was caramel. You understand? So he on our team. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm so sick and tired of you dark-skinned brothers coming at us, you know what I'm saying? And being mad because, you know, I supposedly got good hair. That ain't my fault, man. My mama was Spanish, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm sorry. My hair ain't nappy. But I got a lot of it. You know what kind of issues that is? That's a whole issue in and of itself.
Right.
But y'all want to come at me and judge me.
You know what I mean? Skin tone.
And the current president of our nation, Drake, y'all want to be mad at Drake. Drake.
He's the president of your
right
club?
Now, Drake is the president of light skins. He's been the president for like the last 10 years. See, because we had this run, you know, it like goes back and forth. Like
who did he replace?
Well, see, he came in and kicked the dark skin out because there was a whole period before Drake that light skin wasn't in. Like all you dark skin, because Tyrese came in, you know what I'm saying, and all these dark skin brothers came in, and it's like, oh, light skin was out. But then Drake came in and brought us right back. We was like, woo, light skin is winning again. You know what I'm saying? Because we hadn't been winning since like the Bars or I'll Be Sure. You know what I'm saying? It had been a minute. You feel me?
The Bars.
Yeah, but it ain't just us. Let me tell you who else is ridiculous. Latino folks. Okay. What I done grown up around y'all. My stepfather was Salvadorian, right?
Uh-oh.
So I'll never forget one time we was living in Houston, Texas, right? And we went to the swap meet. And if you've ever been to the swap meet in Houston, Texas, like everything in Texas is bigger, right? It was a 4-story swap meet. And I'll never forget, a gentleman of Caucasian persuasion stole his parking spot.
Uh-oh.
Now, he could have called this man any word in the world. He could have called him an MFer. He could have called him, he could have even called him a wetback. But when he called my stepdad from El Salvador a Mexican, oh my God. That was, do not you dare call someone from El Salvador Mexican or someone from Puerto Rico Cuban.
You can't do that.
Do you understand? Like they hate, and I'm like, y'all, it's all the same. But if I say that, then I'm bad, right? So I'm saying y'all just as ridiculous as us. And to my Dominicans, by the way, let me pick on Dominicans for a second. And yes, we're talking about absolutely nothing on the show. Deal with it. Who cares? Yeah. If y'all could, those of you who are just on the radio and can't see Farron's face.
I'm waiting so I can do my objectification piece, but I'm
so let me say my Dominicans, then I'll let you go. Because I have a fake auntie that, growing up, she was like one of our aunties. One of my fake aunties, her name, shout out to Luce, right? She's Dominican. And Luz is dark as my hat. So if you can't see my hat, it's black. It's a black hat. She's black as this hat. But if you were to call Luz black, she would cut you with a knife because she would tell you she's not black. She's Dominican. And I would say, heifer. And then she tried to get real, you know, pues yo no soy negra, yo soy dominicana. Right?
With the flavor
yeah. Oh, yeah. Going all that. And I'm like, do you think because you speak Spanish, it make you any less of a Negro? Your hair is nappy as it comes. You black as midnight. Trust me. When they come around and put the ERs on that word, they talking to you. They talk you are us. We are you.
She said the shoe does not fit.
Yeah, she's no soy negrita. Yo soy dominicana. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? For like, look.
But that whole Salvadorian piece is real, bro. You can't do that. You cannot call.
You know what he did? He slashed all that white man's tires.
Oh,
not because he stole the parking spot. Not because he cussed him out, because he called him a Mexican.
I believe you. That's
see how ridiculous this stuff is. So tell us, Professor, tell us about the objectification. How can we get around this?
No, that's tomorrow's episode. I got one more. I got one more, and this one is not. I'm not a police officer, so this is me coming from, because we brought up the story earlier. But maybe you could point that out later. But this is about objectification with the police force.
Yes, I'm objectifying the police.
Yeah, you do all day.
Because they objectify me, so I'm objectifying them right back. Because listen, see, he just got me on another tangent. Because the blue lives don't exist because it's your occupation.
Exactly.
It's your occupation. There's no such thing as blue lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your you could take that uniform off and you're no longer blue. I'm light, but I can't take this beautiful caramel. I can't take this off. You understand what I'm saying? I can't take this off. My brother Farron can't watch that. I mean, I know they got some chemicals that people be using all over the world, right? But it's shout out Sammy Sosa.
Wow.
Looking like a garbage pail kid. You know what I mean? But
let me finish. The whole point of the last piece, because tomorrow and some processes of managing objectification, not as an activity, but an experience. So the experience piece again for law enforcement is that they do objectify us, right? And again, as if you heard yesterday's episode, we talked about the military and how the military objectify another human being to be a terrorist. Well, can you imagine going through police training that you will be taught how to objectify a human to be a criminal or whatever term that you learn to deal with folks? And so for me, I believe that that's just part of the job, unfortunately. And but like you said, we objectify each other all day. Doesn't matter if it's police, doctors, nurses. By you labeling that person, by them labeling us as criminals or the other or blacks, it's a real problem. But I don't think people understand how much of a core issue that is in our society.
Well, I would say more on it, but I just got a DM that said I sound like an old angry man, and I know they wanted to say an old angry Negro, and they said let the other guy talk.
Shout out to the Revolution Radio Show listeners.
Oh my God! Listen, and it's funny, man. The older I get, like I for real feel like I'm morphing into that old Negro on the porch. Be like, hey. What the hell y'all doing? Get out of here. What y'all coming over here all happy? Why y'all happy for no reason?
Oh, man,
ain't no reason to be happy.
That doesn't
you know
work.
What's going on in the world and y'all happy, just dancing and skipping and singing your little songs like there's something to sing about.
Just say, get off my grass. That's all you got to say. No, but for real, for the Revolution Radio show conversation about objectification, the law enforcement piece is this most current, issues of the world or society. I won't say the world, but objectification with law enforcement, just so people in the community understand that by you objectifying them in return, it perpetuates the issues of why we don't get along as people. I'm just going to put it to you that way. Cops objectify us, and then you gotta look back and you gotta peel off that white cop, right? And that white cop may have a sense of entitlement. That white cop may have a sense of, I'm protecting my neighborhood.
Might.
I can't speak for all white cops. I'm not a cop, and I'm not a white cop. So you have to be able to have a discussion, a conversation, I think, and listen to how that person talks, where they use, what kind of words they use to choose to describe their life and their background. And maybe that might give you some insight on what that person's dealing with. And so that's one of the ways that we have to be able to manage this objectification, because and a lot of law enforcement are military personnel. So we have that mind frame to objectify already. So now you're talking about
correlation.
Yeah, seeing the correlation. So you got the entitlement issue of some white people or even black people. And I know my mentor talks about having the police from those neighborhoods patrol your own neighborhood, because if I'm the cop in our neighborhood, I know you. Your kids play with my kids. So I'm going to see you in a different view than another. Now we're neighbors.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I definitely agree with that. That is one of those things that, yes, let's go back to, that's kind of an old school ideal of how policing used to be. I definitely think that you should patrol neighborhoods that you live in for a number of reasons. For one, you ain't gonna wild out if you live down the street from people. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna act that way. And so I think it would change a lot of things, and it would allow the community to build a relationship with you, because they would be able to see, going back to objectification, see you as a human being, because they would get to interact with you at the grocery store, interact with you, whatever, taking your wife to get her nails done, or, whatever the case is, they would have an opportunity to interact with you as a human being and not a badge and a gun.
Right.
And that's the thing, is that for many people in communities of color, we never interact with law enforcement as human beings. It's only as authoritarians, as an occupying force.
Right. But it's still, we're still taught, again, it's just the reverse of objectification. The issue of the being entitled, and that cop may be driving from Simi Valley to Compton and like, hey, I'm just protecting my community from y'all. So if you criminals in Compton, I can't let you make your way to Simi Valley, because I'm protecting.
Man, brothers don't even know where Simi Valley is. And you know how much gas money it takes to get to Simi Valley?
For real. But that's the whole point, is how we view law enforcement. And again, I look at it from what happened to George Floyd and Chauvin and the children that are like your son's age, who are 8. They've already have now downloaded this incident, and depending on who they've been around, listening to how they talk about the police and F the police and do all this with cops, and we don't like the cops, that little 8-year-old child doesn't have a chance to develop his own point of view or perspective of police officers, because he's hearing it from his environment. And that's, to me, that's how the cycle keeps continuing until we interrupt that.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. And then even not to necessarily change the subject, but on the whole, I don't know if you saw 2 nights ago what happened, because a lot of people are not aware that at the intersection where George Floyd was murdered, there has been since then a standing memorial, right? To the point where, like, the intersection is actually, it's been closed, right? And there's a memorial. There was even like I guess you could say a small house like that they kind of built for his daughter. It was a pink house. Yeah, interesting, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's a memorial. 2 nights ago, around 3, or not really nights, but it was like 3 a.m. Someone went in there. It's all on video. It was captured on surveillance video, and destroyed it with an axe. Right. And speaking to your point about being racist for no reason, like, so that accomplished, you know what I mean? Like that, what in your life was bugging you so much that you were like, I can't stand it? Because the person, they already obviously caught who it is or whatever, like obviously didn't live nowhere near that community.
Okay.
Right. So it's not like he drove by that every day and was like, every day it's like bugging him a little bit more, like it's eating at him.
Were they white?
Matter of fact, they were. How did you guess?
No.
How did you? and so, you know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna say allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay, allegedly, because it was black and white footage.
Well, no, they you know, they were white, but the thing is, like, if you don't live nowhere near that community, right? Again, it's not like it blocked, like, I have to go around an extra 2 miles every day to get home because of this stupid memorial. Wasn't none of that, right? Because even though that would still be stupid, I could kind of, to some degree, get that maybe, you know, you're having your own issues and that just irritates you because it made your day longer or whatever. But this gentleman just decided, like, I don't want, like, this is my city, right? Quote unquote, my city.
Yeah.
Because when you're entitled, this is my city. And, you know, this, you know, who gave you all the right to do this on a public street? I'm
gonna put it to you this way: he probably wasn't European, and he probably wasn't British. It was probably a marginalized white guy like us, whose parents was indigent servants as well, and he's frustrated because we taking his land away, or we do. I mean, these conversations, man, are just, people do stuff out of many different reasons, man, and you just can't put your finger unless you actually talk to the person and be like, hey, sir, what made you use the axe on the pink house? Like, I want to be the guy to be able to talk to these people. Like, what was going on in your mind?
I would love to have him on the show.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you know, because you understand, because I'm at a place in my life where literally, like, stuff like that doesn't even bother me. You know what I mean? Like, because it's so outlandish that it doesn't even bother me. Like, even like, let's say someone were to call me the N-word, it wouldn't bother. Like, no. That's all you got. That's what I'm saying. Be more creative.
The media knows that will keep triggering our black community.
It's going to trigger a lot of people. But I'm saying, when we get to the place, you understand that the true threat is not that. Like, that's not the threat. The threat is the systematic stuff when they pass bill. Like, for example, and this is not to pick on the Asian community, right? But just to make a point. They have already passed legislation to protect further the Asian community from these attacks that have been going on through this last year, right? Mm-hmm. But they have yet to sign the Emmett Till bill. And we're talking about going on 50 years. The anti-lynching bill that was proposed in 1964. Like, so in a year, they got less than a year. They got legislation to protect them further legally, right, from attacks. Yet the anti-lynching bill that was proposed in 1964, every time it gets to Congress, stalls.
Why don't they just make another one like that and just change the name from Asian to blacks and just pass the thing, and we'll be cool?
I'd be cool with that.
But that's even that bill's not going to solve the problem.
No, but I'm saying those are the things. It's like the threat is not the dude driving down the street with a Confederate flag. Like, that dude, that dude don't affect your life. Yeah, he don't affect your life. And honestly, I could talk to that guy. The guy that is the one to fear and to worry about is the dude that wears a suit, that has the ability to pass a law that affects your life and generations to come. That's the thing, that it's all a smoke screen. Like, all this little stuff is a smoke screen.
That's what I'm tired of. But again, if I agree with you at some point, if they need to pass some kind of a law, because as from what I understand as being a black male, there's nothing in the law that includes us and
No.
marginalized traumas of being excluded towards our experience of being whole and complete and being belonging. There's a sense of a lack of belonging for black people.
Well, not only does it not include us, but the way they bamboozled us was they took legislation that was created for us and then took out black and put in people of color. Right?
Yeah.
You could think about it. So then what it did is when they put people of color, then that was like all the whole rainbow of people who, not to say that no one else
marginalized,
right, hasn't gone through stuff, but come on, man,
it's still exclusion. It's still marginalized because
but come on, we the kid on the school, we the kid that everybody lined up to kick.
If they could pass that bill tomorrow that protects black people as however people want it to be written, but if you don't go back and start to heal the people in the community, that bill ain't gonna make no difference. Maybe to your son when he's older, or my grandson in 38 years when he's 40. But for what about us today who's dealing with this?
We ain't getting nothing, man. That's why I'm turning into the old angry Negro. Cause
hey, if you could write a bill and a law that you can't touch a desert tortoise, or you can't touch a kit fox, or you can't touch.
Look, man, all I know is this.
It's a sense of belonging that black people.
You want to know how to protect black people?
And I don't like the generalized conversations either. You got me generalizing with black people.
No, I have the answer. Okay, because we're running down the time. We literally got 4 minutes left. I'm gonna give you the answer on how to protect black people. Classify us as puppies.
Oh my God! You about to get us canceled,
man. Listen to me. If think about it, look at this headline in the news. Okay, forget Officer Chauvin kneeled on the neck of a black man. Right? That's like, ooh, that's a headline. But now watch this. This white people gonna light stuff on fire. Officer Chauvin knelt on the neck of a puppy. Oh, it's over, dude. It's over.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You would see
going to jail.
White people rioting in the streets. Telling you right now, classify black men as puppies, and we will be safe. Cops won't do it. They won't shoot us because you can't listen. Imagine every night on the news that cops shot another puppy.
I'm gonna have tomorrow's is solutions and how we deal with objectification, and we're gonna deliver some levels of healing. So I'm gonna have my mentor come on the show,
yes,
and let him 87-year-old.
He gonna agree with me.
He's not gonna agree with you.
Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Some breaking news: an officer. There was an officer-involved shooting where a puppy was killed. What? No! This must stop right now. Take all the guns away from police. They can't use deadly force. Wait. Just in. Before that puppy even died, another puppy was shot as well in another city. They're just shooting puppies everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is ridiculous. When are they going to stop killing puppies? See, that right there, we just changed the world, dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have two different views and perspectives of this conversation. Tomorrow, I will bring you some solutions, and my mentor, 87-year-old Korean era veteran Carwell Williams, who's been dealing with exclusion and the sense of the experience of belonging for 5 decades. I'm gonna get him to come on and drop some knowledge, and then we're gonna pass the mic.
And in closing, I would say, black men, if you're listening to me, go and legally have your status changed to puppy.
You better not. You better not.
Hey, if Bruce can become Caitlin, I can become a puppy. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna protect my life. Is I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? You
can heal yourself without some law passing, and we're gonna show you how. Shoot. You don't need no laws.
Hey, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Revolution Radio Show 102.3. I am Jay Love, chilling with my man Farron the Statesman. One of us has sense, the other one I don't know. So we appreciate you for tuning in each and every day. Thank you so much. Tell your friends, tell your family about it. Even if you want to argue with us, I'm down with it. Let's go. But until then, we're gonna see y'all tomorrow. And as always, I gotta remind you, reach for your best, reach for success, but most of all, reach for God, because God is love and love is everything. You know what I mean? So we out of here. And again, because I like having the final word, register to become a puppy.
You better not.
Oh my.